What's up, guys? Welcome back to the JV Money Show, and in today's video, we're gonna be discussing this video that we're gonna watch by Sandy. It's by Mint. Sandy Munro is in it. If you don't know who he is, he is okay. So he owns a company that, say, Toyota wants to figure out how the Model 3 works. They'll hire Sandy Munro's him and his team to Honda will purchase the Model 3, send it to him. He'll tear it down and then figure out exactly what's going on under the hood. So say they want to know how the motors run. So he'll focus on that, and they'll take it apart, and they'll make a detailed document list and on how it works. So he's been doing this for years and years. He's been in the automotive industry for decades. He used to work at Ford. He's like one of the top guys in this field. And he was very skeptical of Tesla at first. Very skeptical. I followed this journey through the whole time. He was not a fan of Elon. He didn't like the vehicles. He didn't even like the Model 3 when it came out, which I was like, how could you not like the Model 3? But we'll see. We'll see his thoughts. And he has, from what I've seen before, he has very similar thoughts to me as how Tesla is so far ahead of the competition. And they just do things different. So let's check this video out. Before that, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.
The major strengths that Tesla has is batteries, electric motors, and electronics. Their electronics are superior to everyone, maybe by 5 to 10 years. Their electric motors are lighter than everyone else's. They have put some magic ingredients into the steels and the aluminums, and so they have things that we don't see anywhere else. Their magnets are better than everyone else's.
Hold up, they put the magic ingredients into the like the metals, so they're tinkering with metals, like they're adding stuff to it. What? That's crazy. No one else does that. I don't think so.
Ingredients and alloys that no one else has. We don't really understand. We don't really understand why these extra little ingredients. Mostly they're rare earth materials.
What?
We don't understand why they've got them in there, because there's not much of these materials. It takes 2 or 3 times to scan the product in order to find these small percentage of alloy inside them. But they do make a difference, and that's why Tesla's motors are lighter, but they put out more power. One other thing you should know too.
Holy crap! Did you hear that? Tesla is freaking tinkering with the metals and stuff to improve them, to make them so that's why the engine is lighter and more powerful than others. That is incredible. I wonder if any other car manufacturers are messing with do they just buy the aluminum and the steel, and then they just like put it on a press and do all that? Tesla is actually adding stuff to the metals? Sorry, that just blows me away. I never heard of that before.
The Tesla has their own R&D group working on material science.
Material science.
We would never do in a normal OEM. Never. We would never go and develop our own aluminum.
Holy crap! Material science team.
Ahead of everyone else when it comes to casting and the housings.
Hold on, I missed that.
And probably 5 years when it comes.
I missed that.
They're 10 years ahead of everyone else when it comes to casting and the housings, and probably 5 years when it comes to the electric motor design, because those are easy to catch up on. But they're at least 8 years.
I'm taking notes, guys. This is awesome.
Not possible. This is like a running race. If you give someone, say,
he asked
if you're running
if the other
meters,
automakers can
and you
catch
say,
up.
okay, I'm gonna spot you. I'm gonna spot you 50 meters. Go. Even if it's grandma in a wheelchair, she's going to win. Tesla is
I don't
not
know
going
about
to
that.
be sitting still.
Yeah, that's true.
That's where people are wrong. 10
Yeah. Oh,
years
they're gonna catch
on
up.
what you have now inside of the Tesla vehicles. Okay, so you might be able to copy a board, or maybe you can reverse engineer a couple of chips.
Yeah, man. They have a head start, and they're not gonna
Is
slow
Tesla
down. They're
going
just
to
gonna keep
stop
accelerating.
doing any R&D?
Yeah,
Is
they're gonna
Tesla
keep
going to do?
accelerating.
Is Tesla going to tell their engineers,
This
okay,
guy's
now
smart.
we want everybody stop so that the
They
rest
can
of the world
catch
can
up.
catch up?
Yeah, right.
They're not
No,
stupid.
they're gonna
They're not
increase their
stupid at
speed
all.
exponentially.
Nobody can catch up because they're not going to stay still. They're not static. They're not static. Here, I'll give you an example. Outside on my floor is the Tesla Model Y, the Model 3, the Bolt, the BMW i3, a bunch of bits from Jaguar and whatever. I got lots of stuff here, right? Okay, so we have all that material, and we look at it, and we say, wow, this is good, that's good. But everybody else is way, way behind. So we look at what Audi put out, and we know that there was things that we saw there that they could change.
Mm-hmm.
And that Audi now is what, 3 years old. How much did they change? How much on their products have they changed?
Oh shoot!
How much? Zero.
Oh man. Okay, so I think I know where this is going. So Jaguar, he said Audi or Jaguar, one of the two. So 3 years ago they made an electric car. They suggested changes in it, and then 3 years later they didn't change a single thing. It's the exact same car. That's the biggest one. Okay, there's so many. That's one of the biggest advantages Tesla has. So I saw before when he didn't like the Model 3 at the beginning, the production, because it was the first bunch of them that came out. They weren't built that well. And a little bit later, I don't know if it's a year later or something, he checked again and it was completely different. All the stuff that were messed up were fixed. Hey.
And the reason for that is because you have to go through a change board inside of your factory or your company. You have to go through a change board, and everybody has to look at it and go, I don't know. That could be risky. What do we do about our investments? How about the floor space that we're going to need? And you know what happens? They die.
Whoa.
They die. Good ideas die. That car came out in about March, early March. They're installing a one-piece casting
the Model
that
3
takes those two pieces and the two big pieces and two small pieces all in one now. How many months? April, May, June, July, August. 5 months.
5
and
months.
I couldn't get something done in 5 years when I was at Ford.
Oh
I could not get
God.
it through the change. It was a good idea. It's
Change
something
board.
we should have done. No, the investment, Sandy, you don't understand. We'd have to throw those dies away. They don't care.
This is why they're doomed, man. This is another reason why they're doomed. They will not change. They think there was no competition before. There was nothing coming. All the automakers were doing the exact same thing. They were coming out with cars every year, changing them slightly, changing the look of them. Not every year. Every few years they do a refresh and kind of change it up a bit. And everything was basically the same. You know, if you bought even Acuras and Civics, everything was the same pretty much. And they were very stagnant. They were doing their thing, making a bunch of money, selling cars. It wasn't any big changes. They introduced EcoBoost or some new name, some new flashy name, and kind of try and trick you into thinking it's more efficient or some crap. And then Tesla comes along. Tesla comes along and changes the game because they're not gonna wait. This guy isn't gonna wait for some change board and stuff. They're engineers. So, and he thinks no other giant CEO of the old school automakers. He doesn't think like them. He thinks okay, there's a problem here. We can improve it. improve it. So like get it done now. Like go and fix go and change the manufacturing area, some area of it, and get that going and change it. Let's change these 3 separate parts into one part. Let's make it happen now as soon as possible. And they do that. And then there's another issue Sandy Munro brings up, or some other company. They even listen to Sandy. Like he gives suggestions too, and they listen to him. Like his team or him will watch one of these videos, and then they'll send it back to him. And then in a couple of months later, that thing that he suggested is fixed. So, or is changed. And what they're doing now with the press, the casting, they're doing the giga press. So they're like, they want to change like the casting from, I don't know how many parts, dozens of parts, to like 1 or 2 with this giant giga press that they're building. They already have one in the Fremont factory, I think. So they're starting to test that. They just airlifted it in, I think. I don't know about airlifted, but they brought it in there. It's there. So yeah, they're just, these other automakers, they're not doing this stuff.
Never really cared for him before. I always thought he would yak too much blowing and making noise. And I saw the first 2 or 3 cars that they bought. These things are junk. But then when we got the Model 3 and I saw the electronics and the motor, oh man, I was really interested then. And when we tore apart the Model Y, I was totally blown away.
Hold on a second. So
that car is.
So he thinks that the X and S are junk cars? That's very strange. I wonder if he still thinks that, or if there's been any changes to them. Because I know it's an ego thing too. At first, I could feel it with him. At first, it was kind of this ego thing with Elon. He didn't like him, but even with that, if someone keeps doing amazing stuff, it's only a matter of time before you're like, all right, okay, I admit it. But yeah, I wonder if he still thinks the S and X are junk, because the other car companies still can't compete with those. So, and there's a lot of speculation that they might discontinue the X, which I don't want them to. I like the X, but we'll see.
And maybe it doesn't have good fit and finish. So what? When they start bringing out the German cars and the Japanese cars, and even the car in Texas, they'll have that nailed. And then what? Then what are the OEMs going to do? What are they going to say?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think 10 years, they got a 10 years leap, and maybe if they wait 5 more years, they'll have a 15-year leap. It's hard to say.
Yeah, that's all I hear about. The fit and finish.
Disgruntled people or something. Maybe they just want to make press to make press. And these people are saying that I'm on the take. I mean, Elon Musk is paying me.
What?
Nobody pays me. They can buy our reports and whatnot, but they cannot buy our opinion, period.
Damn. So there's haters that think that there's haters that think he's getting paid.
I mean, this is like saying I like horses. What for? They eat and poop everywhere. And they step on your foot and bite. I mean, I don't care about horses. Why would I care about
so I think they asked him what does he think about the internal combustion engine dying off? I think he's comparing that to
engines.
Horses.
They pollute. So that's kind of the way it is. Times progress. If you don't progress, people look at you like, you can't see the future, or you can't be dragged into the future.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a good point. So the last thing he was saying, like, how do you feel about the internal combustion engine dying off? And then he's like, it doesn't matter. Like, do I care about horses? I didn't really think about this, but I saw in a video that they pointed it out. They showed New York when there was all horse and carriage. And then on the sides of the road, there's just like horse poo all over the sides of the road, and the road too. It's just filled with horse poo. And apparently that was a big problem. The horse poo, and then it would bring in rats, and then they'd bring in disease. It was this giant problem that no one in movies, you don't really see that when you see the old horse and carriage and stuff movies. And then you don't really think about how much poop would be everywhere. Imagine every car not every car, but imagine a lot of the cars on the road, because there wasn't that much people back then. But imagine traffic being all horses and the amount of poop everywhere, and the smell and it was a nightmare. So it's kind of similar to what's happening now. I bet you in like 20 years, we're gonna look back at this and see like and compare it to the horse and the poop and the disease and the rats, because internal combustion engines pollute, brake dust and all this nasty stuff. Diesel pollutes, like, and we're gonna look back at on the internal combustions and be like, man, we used to live like that. We used to breathe in that toxic fumes, and so many people died a year from pollution. And it's gonna be a thing. Like we're gonna compare it to the horse stuff. So because in the future it's all gonna be electric. We're all gonna be using renewable energies. It's going to happen. Renewable energies is gonna happen. We're gonna have solar shingles on the roof. They're gonna be exactly the same price as regular shingles, but they're gonna last longer, and then you're gonna get all your energy from them. We're gonna have battery cells to store the energy. We're going to use our cars to also store the energy, and then it's all going to be just a self-sufficient thing. So yeah, that's the future. Sandy Munro, yeah, he's pretty awesome. I like that he's on Tesla's team now, because we needed I'm an investor, so I could say we needed a guy that was kind of from the old school to believe in Tesla. And he's like not only from the old school, he used to work for Ford, and he tears these things down. He knows how they work, and he knows how they work, and he knows the bureaucracy of working for Ford and trying to get something changed and seeing the process, the long, slow process it takes when you have a good idea. Like he had a good idea. He said it took 4 years for them to finally do it. Where Elon, it took 4 or 5 months for a change to happen. So, and the thing about the lead, about how, oh my God, there's this, I forget his name, but he's one of the biggest Tesla bears. I think you guys will know who I'm talking about. He's just so annoying. He keeps talking about how competition's coming, and yeah, he has glasses. I forget his name, but one of his biggest arguments is competition's coming, and all these other automakers are going to catch up to Tesla. But what Sandy Munro was saying was amazing, because it makes so much sense. Tesla is so far ahead, and it's not like they're going to stop and then let the competition catch up. As a lot of these other automakers, their cars are coming out in 2023, in 2024, and then their range is going to be 500 miles in 2024. By that time, Tesla is going to be so far ahead. Like if it was coming out right now, then it would be kind of a problem. Okay. But if they're coming out in 2, 3, 4 years from now and promising like 300 miles, 400 miles in like 3 years, Tesla is just going to keep getting better. It's not like they're stopping. They're going to keep improving, keep getting more efficient. It's going to just happen more, even faster. So yes, he made some amazing points there. Sandy Munro is he's a very intelligent guy, and these automakers are doomed. They do make beautiful cars. Audi makes beautiful cars. Mercedes, BMW, really nice cars, but they refuse to change, because a lot of the guys in upper management and at the CEOs and stuff, it's too late for them to change. They might have 10 years, 5 years left and then they retire. They're not going to change it up. They're going to be like, let's ride this out and let's retire, because then the next guy is going to have to worry about it. That just keeps happening, I think. And there's no point in redoing the whole thing. Volkswagen had a guy that was really pushing towards all of this change, and he was leading their electric car push, and then they fired him. They let that guy go. So yeah, I don't know. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you think the other big autos can catch up to Tesla? Do you think competition's coming? Let me know your thoughts. Do you think along the lines of Sandy Munro, or are you more of a skeptic? Do you think it's not gonna happen? Yeah, let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Check out the Patreon page. That's where you can go to support the show, where I can get out more content and increase production and I'll give you guys some extra perks over there. So yeah, subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out of here. Peace.